Where should we start with all of this?
I usually start with game one, but Joseph Gonzalez is the greatest pitcher alive. I told all you guys a year and a half ago.
You did. You called it.
I mean, he is my version of your Noah Igubenagany. Like,
sure.
I have been saying he's one of the most talented pitchers on this staff, and he goes out for game three, complete game, 1 earned run, no walks, just looks absolutely dominant at the plate. Barely takes over 100 pitches to go a full game.
Yeah, when it was going into the 8th, I was like, they're leaving him in? What's the benefit of it? And then I saw his pitch count, and it's like, okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. And he was dealing. But to do it against his Vandy squad that, like, the day before on Saturday, I mean, they were just hitting everything. And he didn't care. He didn't care about Vanderbilt's feelings at all. And, I mean, it was impressive. And just like, what was at stake? I mean, the fact that Auburn was able to pull this off now and beat a second-ranked team for the second week in a row. I mean, doing it at LSU last weekend, doing it at home against a really good Vanderbilt team. I mean, this Auburn team, no matter what poll you look at, they're going to be a top 20 team, maybe even higher in some of these polls based on what they've done in the last month. Incredible job by this team. Seriously.
Yeah. And I mean, Vanderbilt's a dangerous team. They've lost. Yes, they now have lost, 2 of their last 3 series, but look at what they did in game 2. So it was 19-4, and
gross.
The middle 4 of their lineup, hitters 3 through 6, and this is in the piece at Auburn Daily, so go check it out at auburndaily.com. But on Saturday's game 2, hitters 3 through 6 of Vandy's lineup, 15 for 21, 3 home runs, 6 doubles, 14 RBIs, 11 runs, and 3 walks. I mean, the team is like, it's a good team. Those same hitters against Joseph Gonzalez, 3 for 15, 5 strikeouts. Yeah. If that puts into context what he did. And then the offense that they got was enough. Most of it for the weekend came from our thick king, Sonny DiChiara.
All right, let's talk about Sonny DiChiara real quick before we get to our announcement.
Okay, yeah, he hits 2 home runs over the weekend. He hit 1 on Saturday. He hit 1 on Sunday, had 5 RBIs on Sunday. He is now, as we'd said, he is one of the best in the country at on-base percentage, at batting average. When it comes to home runs, man's hit over 50 home runs in college. I mean, just an absolute, a as close to a professional hitter as you can get in college.
Yeah, I mean, he's ridiculous. And Lindsay, he keeps coming up to the plate, and I'm like, well, he can't do it again. Like, he's already done it. Like, he's already just rocked the base. He's like, no, he doesn't care. Like, he'll just have ridiculous game after ridiculous game. What he did on Sunday was wild. Like, I mean, yes. it was crazy.
And the turning point for maybe the entire series was actually Friday night. So Brooks Carlson was the DH, and Brooks Carlson hitting behind Sonny hits a home run. And from that moment on, they couldn't just automatically walk Sonny, because we saw against LSU, they would just intentionally walk Sonny. They'd put him on first automatically. He was that's why he was leading the entire country in on-base percentage.
Right.
And they had to pitch to him. And when you have to pitch to Sonny DiChiara, if you leave anything out over the plate, our thick king will crush it and collect his RBIs. And he did that. He got 5 on Sunday.
Right. So we had a really cool conversation with Sonny last week, and he has agreed to have a shirt on aushirts.com. And so if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it there, but it says Thick King with our sweet Thick King, a silhouette on it. It's got a signature on there as well. So be sure to check that out. aushirts.com. Lindsay is the easiest way to get there. It's on the homepage. We'll put the link to the direct shirt in the show notes as well. But yeah, support the Thick King, our Thick King, Sonny DiChiara. Absolutely outstanding for everything that he's done so far this year. Navy, gray, orange, and green are the options on those shirts. But no, and it's just the addition of him. I mean, you've seen a lot of contributions from the transfers. Obviously him, Blake Rambush, Brooks Carlson, but Sonny's been, to me, the biggest addition to this team, both offensively and behind the scenes in the clubhouse, because his personality, the fans love him, the players love him. He keeps everything loose. He keeps everybody, like nobody's getting uptight because the man's out there with the Italian wedding songs coming up to, for his at-bats. And
he's really kind of been the catalyst for this season as far as getting the lineup to its potential of what it can be offensively.
So right now, Auburn is second in the SEC West. And for those keeping score at home, they were projected to finish last in the SEC West.
Dead last.
What are reasonable expectations for this team moving forward, Lindsay?
Okay, so you've got 6 SEC series left, 3 against the East, 3 against the West. Mississippi State's this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay. So your Auburn Daily Preview is going to be out on Thursday morning, not Friday morning. As it stands right now, I've got them going to the postseason, but probably not hosting a regional. You are 1 game behind Arkansas. You still have to play Arkansas. You are technically tied with Alabama in conference play. You have to play them still. And so the goal here is to win enough to not have the lose and go home game in the SEC tournament. So you've got, of your 3 West series, you need to win 2 of them. And of your 4 series, you really need to win 3 of the 4. Okay. Tennessee is going to be obviously the very tough one. I think you'll be lucky to take a game. Tennessee's lost 1 game all season.
Yeah, they're 31-1, I think.
31-1. They lost 1 game all season. It was really early. That offense is just like way out in front of where anybody else is statistically from a production standpoint, as far as home runs, runs scored, total bases, everything. So going to be very difficult. And of course, we are going to Lindsey Field to play them in Knoxville. So that's not great.
Right.
But you have Mississippi. You just beat Vanderbilt, the runner-up for the College World Series. So now you get to go to the defending champion, Mississippi State, and play them.
That's the SEC.
Yep. You've got Arkansas. Thankfully, that's at home. Not too worried about South Carolina, but a couple series you have to win some of these series. But as of now, I have Auburn making the SEC tournament. I have Auburn making the field of 64, but not hosting a regional yet. Probably going to get a 2 seed. D1 Baseball projected them to be in the Charlottesville regional, hosted by Virginia. They'd be the number 2 seed facing Liberty as the 3 seed. Be careful about Liberty because they have the Baby Blues. We all know you score better in Baby Blues.
That's science. Yeah.
And then the rest of that regional is Virginia and Bucknell at 4. So a winnable regional, provided your pitching can hold up against Virginia's offense. But reasonable expectations, not getting swept in any series except maybe Tennessee, right. And a chance to win every single one of them other than maybe Tennessee, and probably winning more than you lose in the last couple of series.